This is Lauren Anderson, contributor to Great Black Speakers, and today I'm speaking with Mr. Floyd Keith. He is a CEO, a coach, and a pioneer. Floyd, welcome.
Thank you, Lauren. It's a pleasure to be with you this morning, and an honor to be part of the Great Black Speakers.
Well, I'm definitely privileged today to be speaking with you and interviewing you. I've gotten a chance to get familiar with your background, but please tell the audience, who you are and what you do.
Well, actually, my journey started back in 1970, and that encompassed about 30 years of coaching football on the collegiate level, and 19 of those were as an assistant, and 11 were as the head coach of a Division I program. Then I became the executive director of the Black Coaches and Administrators, and I was an advocate for opportunities for talented coaches and administrators to make it to the next level. And then, starting in 2013, I became the CEO of my own company, PPA Professional Services, which actually stands for Plan Positive Attitude. And I've been the CEO for 3 years, and I'm the chief cook and bottle washer.
Thank you for that intro. So, you are a man with many accomplishments. Just to name a few, you were listed as 101 most influential, men in sports. You've graced Black Enterprise as one of the most important Black and powerful men in sports. And, those are some really great accomplishments. So, that is why we're pleasured to speak with you today. Tell me, as the executive director of the Black Coaches and the administration for 12 years, what kind of difference did you make in the, the sports generation while you served in that organization?
Well, number one, Lauren, I think when I took the reins of that association, we had 172 members. Then by 2013, we had over 5,500. So wow. Membership was key. Mm-hmm. The other part of that, which I'm really particularly proud of, is the fact that we were able to advance the opportunities for coaches of color in football and in men's and women's basketball through the programs and the professional development instruments that we put in place for talented young coaches and administrators to polish their stone and polish their skills, which actually led me to the new capacity that I'm in now with PPA Professional Services, in which I deal with professional development, motivational speaking, life skills, and diversity and inclusion.
So that's amazing that you made such a great difference, with minorities entering sports and, becoming more coaches and over football and different sports. You were a football coach, a head football coach for many years for lots of different schools, University of Rhode Island, IU, which I went to Indiana State, so not too far away.
All right.
And are you a Hoosier? Are you?
Well, I might as well say I'm a Hoosier because my wife and I, actually, 3 of our children were born in Rhode Island, and then the little guy, Kylan, he was born in 2003, and he's the only native Hoosier, but we're kind of locked in here in Indianapolis. So I think forevermore, unless something really changes in our lifestyle, we'll probably be rooted here. My wife, of course, is the first African American ever to sit on the board of trustees of the American College of Sports Medicine, and actually she's been nominated for the presidency. So, in her circles, I'm her husband.
That's amazing. Well, you definitely have an accomplished family. I'm sure that you instill that in your children. Now, when you were the head football coach, you graduated about 95% of the seniors. So I'm imagining that the conversations that you would have in the locker room were, the basis of your motivational speaking. What kind of conversations were happening there?
Well, inside the locker room, and and I'm going to say this, that the message that I gave to my players is no different than the message that I'm giving now, today. You know, we talked about playing positive attitude, and maybe this is the right intro for me to share that with everyone. But what is playing positive attitude? Well, actually, this began for me when I was 12 years old. And people say, really? Well, actually, I tried to figure out, what was it? What's the key to being successful? Well, I developed kind of a 7-step program, and I've massaged it over time. Hasn't changed much, though, since those days when I was 12. As I became more educated, the words got a little more prolific, but here's the formula, and it's pretty simple. First and foremost, you have to have a vision. I think everybody dreams about something, but you got to get a picture of it, and you never set any limits on that vision. It's something that you wake up, it makes you jump out of bed, it makes you excited, and makes you want to achieve. Then the other thing, part of this, is when you get the vision, you got to put a game plan together, and there's the coaching part, because everything in life is a game plan. I mean, you can't get in a car and drive to anywhere without following the road. So you have to have a plan of action. The plan of action develops into goals. And so what you do is take positive goals, and you take long range, intermediate, and short term, and you have a pathway to get there. Now, you're not going to get there until you take aggressive and persistent action, which means you have to have great passion for what you want, but you have to put your foot on the gas, and you got to make it work for you. What happens now is, because you're so personally involved in this, is that you learn to control your mind and to manage your emotions. So you come under control. It's almost this positive confidence of when you're out and you're doing your work daily, you're going to achieve because you're totally focused. And what happens now is that your self-motivation, you become a leader because you motivate others. And the beauty of this in step 7 is that the formula works for whatever you want to do, whether it's family, whether it's finances, whether it's health, or whether it's anything that is your heart's desire. So PPA works in many formats and at many levels.
I would definitely subscribe to that formula. I think the most important principle that you mentioned that really affects me is the self-motivation. It really is true that once you are self-motivated, it's like the energy becomes infectious to the people around you, and then you start to notice that they become better. And, you know, I definitely appreciate the model that you've put forth, because it does help to make our world better, our professional lives better. So that is fantastic. Tell me, what is the website where people can find this information?
It's at www.ppaservices.org.
Okay. And there they can review the principles and the formula, get more information about your background, and what else?
They can get a bio. They can even have a couple of my speeches, because they're on the website, and I speak to that. I've spoken to teams, universities, and graduations, and so I'm really looking forward to being able to share some of the things that have been great for me. And I think professionally, and there's no limits on when you want to do something great in your life, because I think your profession divides into 3 categories. First, number 1 is ascension, when everybody's trying to get where they think they want to be. That's the first third. The second third is maintenance. Well, when you get where you thought you wanted to be, it's staying there. Peaks and valleys, going to have some failures here and there, but you're going to get through it. But the most satisfying, the most gratifying part of your professional growth is service to others. And so I really feel that when you get to that point in your profession and you're giving back, you're going to receive more than you ever thought. Your rewards are going to be tenfold. And when you get to the service part, that's when it becomes gratifying. That's where I'm at today.
Awesome. Well, what can an audience expect from you when they book you to speak? What type of reviews have you heard from the audiences?
They love me. And they'll have great passion. They'll have fun. I'm entertaining. I'm not a great podium guy. I like to get down and mix with the crowd, and I think they'll find it entertaining. It'll be fun, and I'm affordable.
And what kind of topics do you speak on?
I speak on just about everything. The thing that I'm asked about mostly is motivation, success, diversity and inclusion is one. And you can take Plan Positive Attitude and take that framework and set it in any setting, and it'll work. Because everyone wants to succeed, everyone wants to get a little better, and everyone wants to find the key and how to open the door. Mm-hmm. And if you knock on the door, you can get in. So it's just a process. So the process works, you apply it, and the topic will work. I mean, I spoke to a group of accountants just about 4 months ago, and you would never think that a coach would fit with an accountant. Well, they even gave me a tip after I spoke.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, corporate, you're speaking at schools. What other audiences are you able to entertain?
Well, I entertain anybody that's still breathing.
That's good. That's good. Okay. Well, again, I want to give the website so that people can find you. So go ahead and give us all your contact information, including email, pending that someone wants to reach out to you. So let us know. Okay.
Here we go. Website, www.ppaservices.org. The email is floydkeith@comcast.net. Office phone, 317-247-4124. Now, there's no reason for you not to reach me. Yeah. I'm easy to find.
And, you know, we are privileged to have you as a member of Great Black Speakers. So tell me, what do you believe that Great Black Speakers can do for you, or why did you join the organization?
Well, I joined the organization simply because, as you know, I've been an advocate a greater part of my life. And I think the opportunities that Great Black Speakers can present for me to share my message, I think it's a benefit for both. I think I can help Great Black Speakers, and I think Great Black Speakers can help me, because it will enable us to cross wires with like interests.
I certainly agree, you know, and we do look forward to assisting you and getting you out there to entertain those audiences, and definitely spread the information with PPA, which is fabulous. Definitely in the business of motivation. So it has been a pleasure, Mr. Floyd Keith. And if you'd like to say anything else, you have the floor before we go.
Well, thank you very much for the opportunity to visit. And I look forward to a long relationship. And hey, all they have to do is call, and I'll be there.
Like Michael Jackson, I'll be there.
I'm all with you. And I even have kind of a smooth jazz intro, so I think people would appreciate it.
Very nice, very nice. Well, thank you for your time today. We look forward to working with you, and we will be having audiences to see you soon.
Thank you. Appreciate it.